gentlemen, babies and elephants, welcome to another new video. My name is Bosley and today I want to share with you guys this Assassin's arc that's running on Archmage Unleashed. This is a really awesome clear speed and also single target build because it packs a real hard punch when all the Unleashed seals unleash all at once. So what does this mean? For those of you who have never played Archmage before or have never played Unleashed before, I'm about to explain it to you. Basically, how it works is Unleash is basically accumulating charges of your concurrent skill and it reoccurs the damage. And Archmage is basically based on however much of unreserved mana you have. So the more unreserved mana you have, the more damage it will scale. So that's basically the idea on how you actually get this to work on packing a real hard punch. So I'm going to explain more on the Archmage and Unleash gems later on during the video. But overall, I just want to bring you guys, if you guys are looking into a budget build, and as the title says, below 100 chaos, you can get this build to work all the way to the end game, no problem. Okay, that's no problem at all. And however much damage you can scale, it depends on how much you invest in the build. So you can just move on from there, but basically 100 chaos will be more than enough to just get you started on this build itself. So I'm just going to start off with by using talking about the Ascendancy first, and after that we'll move on from there. So basically we're going to pick on Assassin. There's a lot of Ascendancies that you can actually pick for this build, but as I tried a few before, I think that Assassin will be the most appropriate Ascendancy for this build that I'm trying to make. The reason why is because Assassin has most of the Assassin, the passive skill that gives you a lot of crit damage and crit chance and power charges. So basically we want to accumulate as much crit as we can, and then we just try to get as close to one hit as we can. At the moment now, if you're talking about tier 11, tier 12 bosses, map bosses, usually I can kill them within one hit. If it's Guardians, it's a bit harder. I wouldn't say it's one hit mostly, but it doesn't take that much of an effort to put that kind of damage just to kill them as well. So overall, the survivability is pretty good as well. I wouldn't say it's really weak, but you know, it's well balanced in that way. So the reason why we pick Assassin is because of the crit and also the power charges. Now, if you pick the Ascendancy for Assassin, what skill points would you put in first? I will personally recommend you go for Mistwalker first. Reason why? Because this one will give you elusive when you make a grain or crit strike. So basically elusive will grant you 15% chance to dodge spell and attack hits, and it will give you increased move speed. Because as you are clearing the axe, you want to have as much move speed as you can so you can walk faster, you know, clear the axe faster and stuff like that. So basically the movement speed will play a very big role in terms of clearing the axe as soon as you can. Also, it gives you 15% attack and cast speed and 8% reduced damage while taken while elusive, and increase of the elusive effect 25%, and you take no extra damage from critical strikes while elusive. That means when they crit you, you don't take any extra damage from the crits, which is pretty cool. And after that, what do you want to pick? You can go for opportunistic. So this one gives you additional 20% move speed if you killed recently. Damage from your critical strikes cannot be reflected. So if you go on for a reflected map, when you crit, you don't take the crit strike damage. 25% more damage while there is at most one rare or unique nearby enemy. So that means when you are soloing a boss, you get 25% more damage. It's not increased, more. So it scales a lot more than just increased damage. And also 10% reduced damage taken while there is at least 2 rare or unique nearby enemies as well. And after that, you want to go for ambush and assassinate, or if you need power charges, you will go for unstable infusion. So this one gives you 10% gain power charge when you crit, 20% gain power charge if you don't crit, and it gives you additional power charges as well. Then lastly, I think you should go for ambush assassinate, because the reason why we don't go for deadly infusion, instead we go for this one, I'll explain to you why. So normally people will just go for this one because this one gives you 8% critical crit multi per power charge. So the more power charges you have, the more crit multi you have, crit chance as well, and also additional move speed. But you see here, now this one, if you have, like in my case, I have 6 power charges. So 6 times 8 is 48% crit multi. It's huge, yes. 6 times 12 will be giving me 12% additional crit chance. Nah, not so much. 10% move speed. I'm already having a lot of move speed around here as well. So basically, the most you're getting out of this thing is only the 48% crit multi for Ascendancy node. Now, I look at it in a different way. The reason why I pick Ambush Assassinate is because it gives me 25% more damage with hits and ailments against enemies that are low life. So when the enemy is on low life, they'll take even more damage. Okay? That's number one. Number two, you still get 40% crit multi against enemies that are on full life. Yes, you're not constantly getting that additional 48%, but still, when you try to one-hit enemies, it doesn't matter anyway. So 40% crit multi is there as well. 100% more crit chance against an enemy that's full life, and 100% more crit chance against enemies that's low life. So even their low life or their full life, you still get 100% more crit chance, which is compared to the other one, which is 12%. And lastly, the crit strikes have culling strike. That's insane. So basically, when you crit, there's a culling strike. So there's a free culling strike. You get 25% more damage when they are low life. You get 40% crit multi. You get 100% more crit chance while they're full or low life. It's just too good to pass by. So I would definitely say Ambush over the Deadly Infusion any time of the day. Okay, so this is the Ascendancy. Next, we're gonna go about the gear choices right here. So let's see the gear choices. Sorry for the interruption, as I'm having some issues with the webcam and Streamlabs. There's something wrong that's going on. I don't know what, but I still need to fix it. So as for now, I can't really put on the webcam, but I hope I still can share with you guys as much as I can about this build. So let's move on. So I was talking about gear choices. Now the gear choices is pretty simple. As we say, 100%, 100 chaos budget. It's really there. Okay. So the 6-link Destroyer Regalia is not even Val Regalia. This one will cost you about 40 chaos-ish. The 2 white sockets, you can just get it from Vorici. I just got it recently, but otherwise, getting 6 blues is really easy. So yeah, that's 50C. Crown of the Inward Eye costs you a few chaos. And basically, you can just buy any Karui Scepter and just craft yourself. Basically, what you mainly want to get from the weapons is mainly getting mana, spell damage, cast speed, and also intelligence if you can. Otherwise, everything else is actually not that important. I would say it will help, but it's not the most important thing in the build. So all these I just crafted myself just by using you know, the harvest mechanic and stuff like that. You can just craft yourself, or you can just use alterations or chaos or whatever you want. Or you can just buy off the Karui Scepters already crafted mods as well. It's totally up to you, but bear in mind the weapons is important, but it's not the most important. So you don't really have to worry much about, you know, the mods on the weapons. So amazingly, I was lucky enough to get this all 1 level to all lightning spell gems and 10% more increased damage per power charge, cast speed and mana. This one also gives me spell damage, lightning penetration. I just crafted crit multi on it and crit chance. Yeah, that weapon's pretty simple, nothing much. Say about few chaos just for the base, and then just craft it yourself. So here it's like 40 and, you know, about 50 chaos there. Essence Worm is like few chaos, and then you want to put Wrath in because you don't want to have any reserve mana. So I don't have any budget to get All Uprising yet, and you know, Essence Worm is the cheap alternative that you can go for, which allows you to reserve an aura without reserving the actual mana, so that you can fully utilize your Archmage damage. So Adziri's Foible will be quite important because this one will give you a shit ton of mana and the regen. Because of Archmage, you'll be using a lot of mana consumption, so you will need a lot of mana regeneration as well. So this one gives me 119% mana regeneration, which is cool, and a lot of mana capacity as well. It gives me 25% reduced attribute requirements. The other ring will be just capping my res, mainly just to cap res and intelligence and you know, as much life as you can scale. Voidbringer will give you a lot of DPS as well, but they actually nerfed the glove. It used to be percentage increase of mana cost of skills, but now they change it to raw value instead of the percentage. But it's still okay. It's still good. You know, this one gives you a shit ton of crit chance, increased mana skill. The more mana cost for the skill, the more damage you can put out because of the Archmage support. So this one will give you additional, of course, so-called elemental gems as well, and also gives you energy shield on kill. Crown of the Inward Eye will be very important because this one will give us a lot of life, mana, and energy shield. And also all the transfigurations will give us a lot of raw stats. And also gives us armor and energy shield as well. For the belt, you can use Stygian Vice if you want. Just get life and whatever resist that you need. And same for the boots, just move speed and resist. Nothing special, just life, resist, and move speed. Pretty simple, straightforward. That's for the gear choices. Now let's talk about the flask. Life Flask, instant recovery with immunity to freeze. Cinder Swallow's Urn, not compulsory, but it's good to have. This one will give you some recovery for your life, mana, and energy shield, and also the crit chance, and free onslaught as well. Quick Silver Flask for more move speed. Definitely want to get an Eternal Mana Flask because this one will help you for your mana regeneration as well. The most important thing about this Mana Flask is because you want to get the Flask effect is not removed at full mana. That means when you're full mana, the regeneration is still going on, which is really important. And also, lastly, Diamond Flask will give us more crit strike, crit chance, and also immunity to bleeding as well. So that will be the Flask choices. Now, the next one, we're going to talk about the skill gems. So the skill gems, the main skill gem link will be we'll be using Arc, supported by Arcane Surge. So Arcane Surge basically gives us more spell damage and more cast speed when you have the Arcane Surge up and running. As you can see here, I have Arcane Surge linked with my where is that? Flame Dash as well. So while I'm flame dashing, I'm trying to also see Arcane Surge is also triggering as well. So I don't have to wait until I just shoot out my arc just to generate the Arcane Surge. While I'm flame dashing, I'll still constantly keep my Arcane Surge up and running. So Arcane Surge, then Unleash Support. So Unleash Support, basically what it does, supported skills will gain a seal every 0.72 seconds, up to 3 seals. And supported spells are unsealed when cast. When the skill will reoccur, and for each seal lost. So basically, when you have 3 or 4 seals, it's because it will stack up the damage, but the reoccurring damage will deal less damage, but still you're like accumulating your damage and shoot it like 4 times at once. It's pretty insane. So Unleash, the reason why we can play with Unleash this league and it's cheaper, because Thunderous Salvos is already added in the skill tree. It used to be only available when you anoint your necklace, your amulet. Instead, now I allocated Heartseeker, which gives me 30% crit multi. But otherwise, you will need to use oils to anoint Thunderous Salvos on your amulet, which is expensive because it requires, if I'm not mistaken, 2 golden oils and 1 other oil, I can't remember, just to get the Thunderous Salvos. So now, instead of paying those golden oils, you can just get it from the skill tree, which is really cool. And not only that, it gives you the game frequency as well, because when you shoot out the arc like this, it will charge up like 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, it will charge up a lot faster as well. So Unleash support will be huge in terms of the DPS. That's what helps us get the one-hit KO damage, you know. Archmage, which is what I was telling you about. So basically, it will increase your mana cost of your skill, adds lightning damage, and support skill have base mana cost equals to 6% of unreserved maximum mana, if that value is higher, and it will add lightning damage equals to 106% of mana cost. That's why it's adding a lot of lightning damage equivalent to your mana cost of your skill, which is huge. That's why. So Archmage will be a huge addition along with Unleash, and also lightning penetration and control destruction for more spell damage. Here we have Wave on Conviction and Spell Totem. So Wave on Conviction will make the enemy take 25% more penetration for the elemental for the element that they're taking the highest damage, which is lightning. Here we have Flame Dash linked with Arcane Search and faster casting. Portal Gem, as you guys know, I hate using Portal Scroll, so Portal Gem is a must for me. Righteous Fire and increased duration. So why do we want Righteous Fire in this build? Very simple. So we don't use Righteous Fire, we only use the Val Righteous Fire. So Righteous Fire, when you use the base skill itself, it will take damage from you over time, which will kill you. But if you use Val Righteous Fire, it doesn't take damage for you. But why do we want to use Val Righteous Fire? Just because that it gives us 27% more spell damage. That is the only reason why we want to use Val Righteous Fire on in addition to our, damage output, right? As for the curse, we have Conductivity, Curse on Hit, Stormbrand, and Increased Crit. So when we cast Stormbrand on the enemy, it will curse on hit and it will curse them with Conductivity, which makes them take additional minus 47% lightning resistant penetration. And for the lastly, the skill gem will be cast when damage taken with Immortal Core, just to give us a bit more survivability. And also Wrath will give us, the added lightning manager spell damage for lightning. And just because the Essence Worm gives us free unreserved mana. For the Abyss Jewel I'm using is just life and mana. I'm just going to change this soon. Need to make some upgrades here and there. So that's pretty much it. So that is the skill gems, yeah. Talking about the Pantheons. So Pantheons, I'm using Lunaris just for more survivability when you go up against a huge bunch of mobs. You should really use Shoal of Shikari. I just forgot to change this one. So this one gives us reduction for chaos damage taken and chaos damage over time, so we take less damage from chaos damage. So Lunaris and Shikari. The Bandits, you want to get Alira, because Alira will gives us more all res, and it will give us crit multi as well, which is really important. So Alira is definitely the bandit that you want to help. And last but not least, the skill tree. Okay, so there's a lot of changes in the skill tree now. They actually rearranged a lot of the skills. So I'm just going to go through here. It's quite simple, straightforward. So we start off with Shadow over here. We up, and then you want to move down straight and get Trickery. So it gives us more crit chance and damage. And then after that, you want to pick up Soul Siphon and Blood Siphon. So this both will give you mana and life regeneration on kill and life. And grab Assassination whenever you want. So this will help you out in the early game just for getting, trying to maintain your mana and life. And then after, when you move up here, you can move this way and gain Ridden in Blood for more life and energy shield. And then you want to pick up Doomcast if you can. He will give you a lot more crit chance and crit multi. Throw Seeker for crit multi and crit chance as well. And then you can go up here and pick up Most Intellect. Will give us huge amount of intelligence. Intelligence will give us more mana, and more mana will give us more energy shield. Vice versa. And then move this way to get Prodigal Perfection for more spell damage and mana. 2% increased spell damage per 100 maximum mana, up to 40%. Okay, so it will give you up to 40% increased spell damage according to however much mana you have per 100 maximum mana. Move down here, you can pick up Annihilation for more crit chance and crit multi, same thing. And then move down here, you can pick up Heart and Soul for life and mana. This one will give us spell damage, cast speed, and intelligence. And then after that, Arcane Will. More mana, mana regeneration, and also gain 3% of maximum mana as maximum energy shield, which is pretty cool. And then after that, you want to move this way and get Mind Over Matter as soon as you can. So this one will actually help you survive a lot more, because 30% of the damage will be taken from your mana first before your life, because we have huge mana pool. Definitely use that as a share of your mana pool for your life pool as well. So you will take a lot less damage. And then after that, you can move down here and put in a Jewel socket. If you want, Jewels is pretty simple. I just use Strength Intelligence, life mana, and some res. And then you move upwards here, same thing, Strength Intelligence, life, and mana. Move up here, you can pick up Heart of Thunder as well. So this one gives you lightning penetration and lightning damage. And then after that, you want to pick up Deep Thoughts. So this one gives us maximum mana. And also Cruel Preparations for life and some resistances. And then move this way, Thunderous Salvos as soon as you can to give you more Unleashed seals, so additional 1 more, so you get 4 seals. I believe you can get 1 more seal on the helmet enchant. So basically it's one of the crafting mods. I can't really remember which one. I think it's Warlord. Oh, there's someone wants to buy my stuff. I'm sorry. I just gonna do this real quick because I need a lot of currency and I'm poor AF. So I need to this is just too good to pass by. I just need the additional chaos, if you guys understand. So we just do this real quick and then we can you know, go back to our explanation on the skill tree. There we go. Thank you very much. Alright. Let's put D&D for now. There we go. And back here we will go up down here, Thunderous Salvos. And then move upwards, you can pick up Disciple of Forbidden. So this one will give us a minimum power charge and it gives us chances to gain power charge on kill. Now, remember I was telling you about the Ascendancy, where we were talking about this one. Deadly Infusion. So this one based on our power charges, crit multi and crit chance. You know what? This does the same thing as well. Mana regeneration, 8% mana regeneration per power charge, 8% crit chance per power charge, 5% crit multi per power charge, and 8% to gain power charge on kill, 8% damage increase per power charge. Similar, right? So you see, we don't really need to take that Ascendancy point at all. And then move down here, you want to pick up Arcane Potency for more crit chance and crit multi, Purity of Flesh for more life, Arcane Capacitor, so this one gives us a lot more mana, and also Arcane Surge effect, and increase arcane chances of getting more Arcane Surge, additional power charges. Okay, Unique Jewel, you definitely need this one, Clear Mind. So this one will give you a huge damage boost because of the increased spell damage while no mana is reserved. We are not reserving any mana, therefore 50% increased spell damage and also more mana regen. And then move up here for Devotion for more life. And then Holy Dominion for some resist, some shock. And lastly, Discipline of and Training for more life. And that is pretty much it for the skill tree, pretty much straightforward. I actually consider about going for Chaos Inoculation. I'm still in the midst of doing that because I need to make a lot of more changes on my gears and my skill tree just to get a lot more energy shield if I were to do that. But yeah, that will be also an alternative that you can actually go for. If you do that, then you will have 100% immunity to chaos damage, which is very, very important. So I would think I would definitely move on to Chaos Inoculation on the next step. But yes, that is pretty much the whole build. Conclusion, I would say this is a really fun build to play in terms of clear speed, definitely 100% in terms of one single target against bosses. The only thing you will encounter is sometimes it's a bit fragile, but you know, as time goes by, as you get better gears, it will eventually turn out to be okay. You don't have to worry about that. If you haven't tried any lightning skills before, or you have never played a caster build before, definitely this one will be a very fun build to play, especially when you go up against the pillar for the monolith, the timeless monolith. That one will just one Vel arc will just chain everything. As you can see earlier in the showcase, everything dies. Okay, as you can see, and then after that, you know, it's just so good to play with because of the clear speed. You just zap when you go into the mines. When you just zap, everything in front of you just disappears. That's how wonderful it is, right? Yeah, so that's about it. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for taking your time watching the video. If you guys have any comments, please leave your comments or like down below. Like and subscribe to my channel. I do build guides mostly every week. Hope you see you guys on the next video and see you guys again. Peace out. Thank you and see you.